So today we'll discuss winterizing the chickens and their coop. So in this video, we are going to talk about several different ways to help your chickens stay warm this winter. And maybe we'll have the kids try and throw a little sweater on one of the chickens at the end. So stay tuned for that. Today, to get your coop all ready, is we're going to talk bedding, we're going to talk lighting, we're going to talk food, and we're going to talk water.
Let's talk about food, one of my favorite subjects. Because I'm a 9-year-old boy, and I need lots of food to help me grow. Calories, calories, calories. Whenever bodies are growing, exercising, or stressed, or trying to stay warm, they need extra calories. So what that means is your chickens need to be free fed throughout the winter. Keeping their feeder full and accessible will ensure that they have enough to metabolize to keep their bodies warm. Around here, we're all about making our jobs easier. So with our new Murdoch's feeder, we'll be able to put over half a bag of food in there, and it will last our chickens several days. Now we just need to figure out how to keep the deer out of it.
Chickens are super excited to try the new feeder. I need a little help though. Wow, I thought it would hold only half of a bag, but it hold almost all of it.
So we got this filled up, and it held probably 3/4 of a bag, and I think maybe we could have even shoved more in there, so that's exciting. That means that's just another day or so that we don't have to fill this up. So we're gonna take and we're gonna move this right near the chicken coop, because during the winter when there's snow, we don't want them to have to walk too far, and so we're gonna put it pretty close and easily accessible so that they have unlimited food throughout the winter.
We're gonna keep the feeder right by the door so the chickens don't have to walk far in the snow.
Next, we'll be talking about lights and heating lamps. Do the chickens need additional lights? Do they need heat lamps? If so, should you use a red light or a white light? So many questions, so I'm here to give you some answers. In most cases, the answer to all those questions is no. No, you don't need a heat lamp unless it's going to be less than 15 degrees. And no, you don't need an extra white light unless your intention is to encourage more laying. We let our chickens rest in the winter because our philosophy is we don't want to mess with the master's design. But if you do want to encourage more laying, you do need to increase the light. And you can do this with a low wattage white bulb. All you need is light. And you can set that up on a timer and run that about a couple hours just as the sun is setting, just to give them that little bit of extra light. You'll see that we do have a heat lamp in here. We really won't use this though unless the temperature gets, say, below 15 degrees. So very cold, otherwise it's just not necessary.
So, let's talk water. Water is life. No water, no life. In the winter, it's no different. Chickens need water. Now, if you live in climates where you wear bikinis to go do your chickens, then you should fast forward to the next section. Go get yourself some sunblock on and join us in a couple minutes. If you're like us in western Montana, then let's talk about how you keep the water from freezing. In the past, we've used heated pet bowls. They work pretty good, but usually for only one winter.
So this is the water that we used to use. As you can see, they don't last very long in Montana winters.
This year, we're trying out the Little Giant 3-gallon poultry drinker and the heated base. This holds significantly more water than the pet bowls, and hopefully we won't have to fill it as often. I'll drop the link in the description below.
Okay, so this is the Little Giant double wall 3-gallon waterer, and we're gonna fill this up, and then Davis is gonna bring the bottom that has a heater on it. So let's fill it up. Okay, guys, so we have this heated base, and the really good thing about it is we plugged it in, and it won't turn on until it gets under 32 degrees. And so then you're not wasting electricity. Okay, so we're gonna fill this up, and then we're gonna have not frozen water for these chickens. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to use the water and fill it up. Right now it's locked, so I have to twist it from right here and pull it up. And I'm gonna carry it from the inside handle and fill it up here. So when you go to pick it up, it's always suggested to pick it up from the inside handle. Okay, now I'm gonna lock it back up. So I'm gonna line up that little, there we go. Now the water is in the little place where they can get it, and it's gonna stay nice and fresh and not frozen.
Okay, we're gonna talk bedding, my favorite thing. I love to sleep. The method that we use in our coop is the deep bedding method, where we don't necessarily clean out the coop. We just kind of continue adding dry matter to the coop. There is a chemical reaction when your chickens sit and poop into their coop. It starts to decompose and it creates heat. This heat is essential to keep them warm through the winter, so we don't want to just strip those coops clean every couple weeks and then they have to build that heat up again. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow them to poop in their coop. We're going to continue to add our dry matter and kind of mix it up because we want that decomposition so that they can stay warm.
Okay, so now we're putting in some, I think it's pine shavings bedding, and we're gonna put like just kind of a layer in here right now, and we'll start to add layers throughout the winter and just kind of let the manure build up because that manure is actually gonna help keep it warm in here. But the chip or the shavings are gonna keep it dry, and keeping it dry is really important.
Does that get you or me or the kids out of cleaning up the coop? Sorry. Okay, if it gets too grody or too wet, or there's spots maybe where you have a leak in your roof, you have to clean that out, because if there's moisture in there, there's a problem. But don't throw this out at the end of the winter, because this is what you're going to use in your garden for compost. So hey, they might not be laying as much, but they're doing a job. They're making your compost for the next spring. So heat good, moisture bad, like really bad. Like bad, bad, bad. How can we avoid moisture buildup? Ventilation. Simply, you have to have ventilation. A lot of people want to put up plastic all over their coop and get it airtight because they don't want drafts. And we don't want drafts, but we have to have ventilation. Otherwise, you will get condensation building up. If there's condensation and moisture, you're going to have problems because their combs are going to get frostbitten or their feet Whenever there's moisture, they can't stay warm. They can't battle against the moisture. Your chickens are actually very good at keeping themselves warm. But just like any body, any animal, there has to be food so that they can metabolize. When they metabolize and they use calories, they make heat. Although they are awesome at keeping themselves warm in a dry place, they don't love the snow. That's kind of the one thing that they don't love. So if you have snow on the ground, you're gonna need to shovel a path to the food and to the water. Either shovel a path, or you can take some of your dry matter that you generally use to bed your coop and lay it down so they have something to walk in. You can use pine shavings, you can use straw, you can use old leaves, anything you want. And that is also a beginning stage of your compost for your garden.
All right, so chickens are actually very interesting in that they actually keep themselves warm fairly well. A couple ways that they will do that: when they're up here on their roosts, they'll pack in real tight. Of course, they're dropping manure. That's keeping the coop warm as well. And then what they do is they kind of fluff up all their down feathers and sort of cover their feet. And so they do a pretty good job of keeping themselves warm. The things that will work against you on that, like we said before, is moisture. So the snow and just keeping them dry really is the big thing. They do the rest. You'll notice we have these small vents in the coop, and these have to be open again because we can't have moisture build up inside. We don't want it super drafty, and getting the chickens too cold, but they need some type of ventilation. You don't want to have it all sealed up.
So this is really unnecessary, but because your chickens can keep themselves warm, but we're gonna try and put this little coat on them and see what they look like. Oh, she's not gonna stand still. She's not gonna stand
We've enjoyed sharing it with you and sharing just a little part of our lives. So please, if you enjoyed it, we'd love for you to subscribe and to maybe leave a comment for us.
The city lights won't find us here. Under the biggest sky, family life. and stories to be told. This is our